Hello, teachers. It's Mr. Hall back with some more fun things for you. Today, we're going to be talking about how to grade Google Docs with a rubric. Okay, so this video is exclusively going to be for people that want to assign writing tasks online and want to grade them based on a rubric. So if that does not describe you, then that is fine. See you on another video. But this will be very helpful for our English teachers and probably our history teachers, but really anybody who grades something on Google Docs based off a rubric. All right. So I want to show you this first, and then I'm going to show you how to use it. All right, so the first thing that I want to show you, this is the finished product of everything that I'm going to let you know of, okay? So what you see in this screen is that I have the student's work down here below on the bottom, and up top I have, up top we have our rubric and what I gave her on this rubric. So she received 0 out of 1 points on the thesis. She received 3 out of 4 points on evidence and commentary and 0 on sophistication. And all I had to do to change that is to click on this button, click on the exact part of the rubric that she needed, and I clicked submit. And when I clicked submit, it put the rubric, you'll notice, down here on her actual document. And any comments I would have made in this box right here would have appeared down here, but as it stands, I just graded based on the rubric. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do all this fun stuff. It is a little involved, so buckle up. But once you get it figured out, it's so easy, and it has made grading papers for me infinitely more expeditious. So the first thing you are going to want to do is you want to download on Chrome extensions Rubric, which is Goobric, and you're going to want to have an add-on called Doctopus, and I'm going to tell you about that as well. The first step is to go to the Chrome Web Store and search Rubric in the web store, and that will show up with this right here, Rubric Web App Launcher. I have not explored Rubric for students, so for now we're going to leave that be, but as you see, I've already added that extension, but Rubric Web App Launcher is going to be what you need to do. All right. And I'll show you how that works here in just a second, but make sure you have it added to Chrome and downloaded. The next thing that you need actually comes from the spreadsheet from Google Sheets. So you'll need to go to Google Sheets, have an untitled spreadsheet, and then click over here next to data tools and then add-ons. I already have mine added on there, but you click get add-ons, and then all these fun little add-ons pop up that work with Google Sheets. The second one here, you might have to search it, but Doctopus is what it looks like. It's like Google Docs and Octopus smushed together. So fun. So make sure that you have that as an add-on capability on your Google spreadsheet. Okay? So we're assuming that you have some assignment from Google Classroom that you would like to have graded via this rubric system. And so once you have Doctopus, that is what grabs those assignments from Google Classroom and puts them in an organized fashion in this spreadsheet. So you're going to click Add-ons, Doctopus, and Launch. And this is the part where I tell you a joke, because this part kind of takes a minute depending on your... Oh, look, there it is. I didn't get to tell my joke. I'll tell it later. Okay, so you see this right here. You see that Doctopus has popped up. And it says, step 1, I want to use Doctopus to, and then you select a mode. There's 2 different modes. There is Google Classroom mode, where you can easily ingest things, which is what we're going to be doing. And then this roster mode, which I don't know. You can figure that out if you want. I'm just doing the simple rubric thing. So I just want to ingest a Google Classroom assignment. So I click that, and then it thinks for a second. It lets me select a class, and I'm going to select my 6th period for this video. And then I can select an assignment. All right. So all this stuff pops up, and I am able to grade the assignment based on what they have here. And so I am just going to, let's see, choose just a random assignment to show you. When love arrives questions, because that's on a single Google Doc. I'm not going to grade it with a rubric, but I can at least show it to you right now. So it takes a minute. It takes a minute. It's okay if it takes longer. Doopy doopy doop. Doopy doopy doop. All right. I'm going to tell a joke. Knock knock. Who's there? Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Knock knock. Who's there? Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. You really need another person for a knock knock joke. Okay, look, it found 15 turned in files for this assignment and 6 not yet turned in. I don't usually click the only ingest files that are turned in because my students are very bad at remembering to click turn in. Even if they do finish an assignment, they don't click turn in. And so I just say ingest assignment, and it takes a second to do that as well. And once it happens, we'll be in the clear. You can fast forward through this part if you want to, because you have that capability. It's working its magic. It's doing lots of automated things, lots of coding that I don't understand, but that I appreciate. Ooh, bada bing. And look, every single one of those assignments is in here. It's got first name, last name, student ID. It's got a file, key file name, blah, blah, blah. Don't even worry about it. All you need to worry about now is that the actual doc is turned in here, and I can click the link and it sends me straight to the doc. All right, that's really great. What's even greater is what happens next. So now that Doctopus has pulled in all those assignments, you can attach the Rubric. Okay, here's what it looks like when you attach a Rubric. You click attach Rubric, and it pops up here, loading recent rubrics. And there are different rubrics that you can make in Google Sheets. For our purposes, I'm just going to click one that I've already made. It says attach rubric. It says make rubric viewable to students. You definitely want to do that. You don't necessarily need to allow for peer or self-assessment in this point. And then an email notification is literally pointless because they don't have access to their Gmail. So I unclick all of that and I click attach rubric. And in a second, creating associations file, tagging students file, you notice that it's tagging every single one of the files that are downloaded with the rubric, which of course takes a moment, but it's so worth it because you're about to see what happens. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just go to this one right here because it's already made. All right, so this is what it looks like, and you have this little thing pop up. After you attach the rubric, you have this little thing pop up that says Assess Document. All right, now when you click that, it sends you into another tab that looks like that original tab that we were talking about, okay? So you've attached the rubric. You have it in the, you have it on the actual assignments, and now all you need to do is go through each one, click the button of the amount that you would like for the student to receive, and hit submit. Along with any comments, you can hit submit. And when you hit submit, it adds this fun, well, usually it's not going to look like that because I added it to a weird document, but you understand what I'm talking about. It at least adds the rubric down at the bottom. And so the only other thing that I have to show you is, well, a couple other things. First of all, when you are in this document, it may be a little confusing to figure out where their actual scores are and how much they actually made. And depending on how big your rubric is or how many points you ascribe to each thing, you might need to do some really careful math. So what I do over here is I go to the rubric scores, and you have these things already made out to where it's a little bit more simple. And they have their score for their thesis, their evidence and commentary, and their sophistication. I don't have, I mean, I can easily add those things up, but if you have more than your share of, you have more points per thing on the rubric, then you're going to need to do some quick math. And this is how you do that. If you don't know anything about Excel, which I know very limited about, but I know how to do this. If you click in the fourth column, all right, and then you click functions sum, okay, and then it says, okay, the sum of what? You just highlight all three columns and hit enter. And bada bing, it adds it up for you. Now, all I have to do is copy that and paste it into each one. And that function gets pasted into each one. And lo and behold, it adds up all those points for you automatically. And so you can kind of manipulate it there, manipulate the total points, however you want to do it. Okay. So that's how to deal with the spreadsheet in a effective way. Now I'm going to show you how to actually create the rubric themselves, because you need to create the rubric before you attach it, which makes sense. And so I'll show you what my rubric, my Gubric, looks like, the simplified version of it, which is this right here, AP Lit Rubric Poetry. You want to make sure, this is paramount importance for Gubric to work correctly. You want to make sure that the number, the point values are along the top here. You want to make sure the point values are along the whatever axis that is, the top axis, the one that goes horizontal, I don't know. And the side here should be your different categories. And so my rubric is a little weird for AP Literature because they can only receive up to 1 point on thesis, up to 4 points on evidence and commentary, and up to 1 point on sophistication. You may choose to have a project grade in here where you have each one of these is 20 points, and they have different rubric scores that they get. However you want to make your rubric, just make sure that the top is the going along the top, you have the actual point values, and the side here is going to be for whatever categories you're grading in which you're evaluating them. This first box has to be blank. Okay, so make sure that you don't put your first category in the first box. That first box should not have either category or a point score. Even if it's 0, you should not have anything in that first box. And then once you do all those things, then now you have your Gubric, and whenever it asks you, like this is asking me to, like it asked me to assess the document, all I have to do is click Assess Document, and it takes me to this new script or this new application where I can easily click through the rubric and give them comments and move on to the next student. So I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any further questions about this, you may certainly ask. But it's, just as long as you have your systems in place, this is pretty simple. So let me know what else I can make a video about that would help you, and have a great weekend.